Okay, hi. Today I thought I would talk about the state of the COVID-19 pandemic in Canada. This episode might be a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to label this as 英検1 level, the highest level. I'll do my best to talk a little bit slower, just so you can catch the more difficult words that I'm going to be using today. Alright. I'm filming this on July 3rd, 2021, and as of today, the national case count, so case count is 感染者数, and that is about 1,000 cases every day, roughly. And in my province is 州. It's like 何々県. So the area that I live in, there are about 40 cases per day. It used to be 400, 500 every day, but since the vaccines have been rolling out and more people are getting their first dose, the cases have gone down a lot. And honestly, that makes me so happy because for a second there, I was really worried, like, is this thing ever going to end? Like, are we ever going to get out of this pandemic? So things are really looking up, and I think everyone is becoming more positive as a result. Okay, so for Canada, 68% of the whole population have their first dose done. That's pretty good. I'm not sure how much the US has. They might be a little bit more, but there's a lot more people who are against or opposed, which means like 反対. They're opposed to getting the vaccine. And that's not so much here in Canada. More people are willing to get the vaccine, which is good. And 30% of the national population are fully vaccinated. So they have both dose 1 and dose 2 of the vaccine. And in my province, over 75%, so almost 80% actually, of the population have their first dose. And that includes, I think, kids over the age of 12, which is really, really good. I actually got my first dose in the beginning of June. Yeah, I got my dose, I think it was June 8th or 9th? Yeah. And I got the Pfizer vaccine. Yeah. The experience was very, smooth. And it was super easy to get it done. I got a notification on my phone asking me to register. I booked my appointment, I went in, and then I saw a nurse. They jabbed me in the arm, and I was done. The only thing though was that my arm was quite sore for about 2 to 3 days, and I actually got a slight fever, like a very low grade fever. I think it was like 37 degrees. 36.8 degrees, so very low fever, and it lasted for like 2 to 3 days, and that's actually very uncommon. Most of my friends just had a sore arm, and they didn't get a fever, so I don't know, I guess I just had bad luck. And so now that most people are vaccinated and have their first dose, we are actually allowed to gather in bigger groups and go out to eat in public, and also liquor service in restaurants is now back to normal. So restaurants can serve liquor, I think, until midnight, I think. Yeah, I know in Japan that's still sort of banned, right? Yeah. And our state of emergency, so state of emergency is, I think in Japanese, 緊急事態宣言. Yeah. So the state of emergency was actually resolved in a couple days ago, I think. Yeah. And so now there is no longer a state of emergency, which is crazy to think because the state of emergency lasted for over a year. Jeez, honestly, I can't even remember what life was like before the pandemic. Can you? Like, I can't even remember the last time I went to school. That's how long ago it was. And I believe that with the pace of the vaccines, everything will sort of be back to normal, I hear, by September, when the majority of the population is vaccinated. I only have my first dose right now, but I am set to get my second dose, I think, in 8 weeks' time. So I think sometime near the end of August or beginning of September, which is good, right before school starts. So I'm super excited about that. I actually have all of my extended families, so my relatives, like my grandma, aunt and uncles, and cousins are all in Japan. And what I am hearing from them is that they have not even started vaccinating like 40-something-year-olds or 50-year-olds. But my grandma, I think, who is 70-something? 70? I don't know how old she is, honestly. She has been fully vaccinated, which is really good to hear. But I know that the pace is much slower in Japan. And I guess there isn't anything that can be done about that. So hopefully everyone is staying safe and we're almost there, you know. Once everyone has their vaccines, we'll be able to go out, hug each other, and maybe even travel. I really want to go on vacation. I really miss the feeling of the night before a vacation and packing my suitcases and heading to the airport. That feeling of excitement. I miss it so much. The last time I went on an airplane, I think, was in 2019, the summer of 2019, I think. I went to Hawaii with my family. But ever since then, you know, I've been in Canada and I really just want to go abroad. I really want to go to Japan. Yeah. I really hope things go back to normal. And I really hope that the doctors and the nurses that work in the hospital can get a break sometime soon because they're all working really hard. And every time I think about, you know, the doctors and nurses and hospital staff that work in the hospitals and COVID-19 wards, I just think, you know, I really have to do my part. Sometimes I'm like, I don't care anymore. I just want to go out with my friends or not wear a mask. But then I think about the people who are working really hard despite it being really, really difficult every single day, and it must be so tiring. So every time I start to kind of loosen my senses, I think to myself, okay, I have to do it for, you know, the people who are working in the hospitals. We can't make it any harder for them than it already is. Okay, I feel like I talked really, really fast. I'm going to definitely put subtitles, and as always, I'm going to be typing out a script and leaving it in the description, so please check that out if you're struggling to follow along with my speed. Or you can click the little gear button in the play bar area, and you can slow down the speed of the video, and hopefully that helps as well. But yeah, this video probably is about Eiken 1級, maybe 2級. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye!